Feeling constantly watched? Battling a cough that gets worse when you're warm? What if the secret to your natural anxiety relief and respiratory wellness lies in a remedy derived from an unexpected element? Hello everyone, I'm Professor Obaidus Sattar. You might be wondering, homeopathy? Really? And it's a valid question, especially when today's world seems obsessed with fast-acting solutions. Yet over my 20 years of practice, I've seen the remarkable lasting shifts that remedies like Bromium can bring. In this video, we'll demystify Bromium, what it is, how it's made, and why it's earned a reputation as a gentle ally for easing anxiety and supporting respiratory health. By the end, you'll see how this distinctive homeopathic medicine works, appreciate its unique profile, and learn why so many families turn to it for a truly holistic path to wellness. So, how do we transform an element like bromine, which in its raw form can be quite reactive, even toxic, into a gentle healing remedy? It's an art known as potentization, a core principle in homeopathy. We begin with elemental bromine and serially dilute it, typically with alcohol or distilled water. But here's the crucial part. A step Samuel Hahnemann, homeopathy's visionary founder, believed activated the substance's vital energy. After each dilution, we vigorously shake the mixture, a process called succussion. This isn't about relying on crude material effects. Instead, as classical homeopathic texts describe, it's about unlocking the inherent energetic properties, ensuring purity, and transforming the element into a subtle yet powerful informational medicine that stimulates the body's self-healing mechanisms. Indeed, this meticulous process, perfected over 2 centuries, remains a cornerstone of homeopathic preparation. To truly understand Bromium, you have to grasp its unique personality, the characteristic way it expresses itself in an individual. Imagine a fair-complexioned person, perhaps with light or blonde hair and striking blue eyes, often delicate and thin-skinned, sometimes with rosy cheeks. These individuals might initially appear cheerful, even lively on the surface.
But beneath that, there's often an underlying current of nervous excitement and irritability, a tendency to be quarrelsome, and a feeling of being constantly watched. This dynamic range isn't a contradiction, it's the full spectrum of the Bromium state.
Let me share Sarah's story, a patient whose name I've changed for privacy. Sarah, a 34-year-old teacher, came to me feeling an intense unease, a constant sensation as if someone was watching her, especially in the evenings when alone. It wasn't paranoia, but a deeply unsettling feeling. This led to extreme restlessness, irritability, and a profound aversion to any kind of work. Her sleep was restless, filled with vivid dreams and a feeling of trembling weakness upon waking. This isn't just about the mind. It's a profound mind-body link where emotional tension manifests physically. After about 6 weeks of starting Bromium 30C, a potency often chosen for mental symptoms based on decades of clinical observation, Sarah reported a significant reduction in her sense of being watched. Her irritability calmed, her sleep became restorative, and she started engaging with her hobbies again. This transformation, often seen in clinical practice, truly shows how a subtle energetic remedy can reharmonize such deep-seated imbalances. So, where does Bromium shine in supporting modern wellness? It has a strong affinity for specific systems. First, the respiratory system is a major focus. Think of a dry, hoarse cough, often with a burning sensation behind the breastbone that actually worsens from heat, a counterintuitive yet distinctive sign for Bromium. You might also experience a peculiar cold sensation while taking in breath or a tickling as from cobwebs in your windpipe. It's excellent for croup, especially when hoarseness, laryngeal pain, and rattling mucus are present. And for sailor's asthma, where symptoms are better when at sea and worse on shore or from dust, Bromium is a clear indication. Indeed, a small 2017 study noted that Bromium 30C could lower allergic reactions in people with atopic asthma, an exciting insight into its modern role. Second, Bromium has a profound impact on glands throughout the body. We often see enlarged glands, like the thyroid, parotid, or even testicles, that are characteristically stony, hard, painless, and crucially, without pus formation. This non-suppurative hardening is a hallmark, indicating a deep constitutional action, consistently observed across countless cases. It also addresses breast tumors where pains travel to the armpits and specific issues in men, such as swollen testicles, and women, like left ovarian swelling. Third, it helps with certain skin conditions like pus-filled pimples, acne, and boils on the arms and face. Headaches worsened by sun heat or rapid movements, and a sensitive, itchy scalp are also within its sphere. Let me paint another picture for you. Imagine young Emily, a 7-year-old with blonde hair. One hot summer evening, she develops a harsh, barking cough, and her voice turns hoarse. Her neck glands feel slightly enlarged and firm. Her mum, trying to be helpful, wraps her in a warm blanket, but Emily becomes restless, hot and sweaty, throwing off the covers. Later, she complains of a something moving on the floor sensation, making her afraid to lie still. When taken outside for cool night air, her cough eases almost immediately, only to worsen when bundled up again. This picture, fair complexion, glandular involvement, peculiar fear, and clear aggravation from heat and amelioration from cool, open air, strongly points to Bromium for families. Bromium's influence is truly individualized, manifesting uniquely across different groups.
For men, particularly young athletes, it's not just about obvious physical issues. Consider me, a keen weightlifter who developed unusual, painless swelling in my left testicle after intense training. I also noticed a peculiar cough that worsened when I came indoors after a cool breeze. Bromium helped resolve both, bringing me back to full strength.
For women, Bromium often addresses deep-seated hormonal imbalances. I'm Maria, and I experienced intensely heavy early periods with unusual membranous discharge. Along with this, I felt a profound sadness and irritability before my cycle, and honestly, I often said I felt watched. Bromium helped harmonize these complex patterns, supporting my overall wellness.
And for children, especially those fair-haired and scrofulous, Bromium shines. Beyond the classic croup and glandular issues, imagine me, Leo, a 7-year-old who, despite being bright, struggled with focus in school. I'd often get irritable and withdrawn, especially when alone in the evening, complaining of a feeling someone was behind me. Bromium helped calm this underlying nervous excitement, subtly aiding my concentration and emotional stability, making it a wonderful homeopathic remedy for families.
Now, for the truly unique aspects, the peculiar symptoms that are like Bromium's unmistakable fingerprints. If you see these, you're likely in Bromium territory. That sore throat distinctly worsened by heat, that's so characteristic. The unique upward extension of diphtheritic membrane, starting low and spreading up. The famous sailor's asthma, better at sea, worse on shore. Those stony hard, painless glandular swellings that don't suppurate, pathognomonic. The mental delusion of being watched, especially in the evening when alone, is highly specific. A tickling sensation in the windpipe, as if from cobwebs, or a peculiar cold sensation on inspiration. Hoarseness from overheating and chest pain running upwards. Even a strange crawling sensation of something moving under the skin, or the odd fan-like flaring of nostrils during respiratory distress. These idiosyncratic signs, as detailed in our comprehensive Materia Medica and consistently observed in clinical application, are the red threads that guide precise homeopathic prescribing. Understanding what makes symptoms better or worse, what we call modalities, is crucial for accurate remedy selection. Bromium symptoms are often aggravated by heat and warmth. Warm rooms, summer heat being overheated, evening until midnight, rest and lying down, especially on the left side, swallowing, irritants like dust and smoke, rapid movements for headaches, sun heat, being on shore for sailor's asthma, and even the slightest jar for testicular pain. This paradoxical response to temperature, where many respiratory ailments are often ameliorated by warmth, but Bromiums are worse, is a key distinguishing feature, as documented across centuries of homeopathic observations. Conversely, Bromium symptoms are often ameliorated by motion and exercise, fresh air, being at sea, for sailors, and sometimes even by eating, for stomach pain, or cold beverages, for throat soothing. It's a remedy that loves cool, moving air, and dislikes being stagnant or overheated. In homeopathy, remedies can often seem similar, but the nuances are key. Let me show you how to distinguish Bromium from two commonly confused remedies, iodine and spongia tosta. As you see on screen, We'll compare their responses across key symptoms. For temperature modality, Bromium patients generally feel worse from heat, warm rooms, and overheating. Contrast that with iodine patients, who are typically worse from cold or exhibit strong sensitivity to cold. For glandular nature, Bromium glands are characteristically stony, hard, painless, and without suppuration. Iodine glands can be enlarged but may not possess the same stony hardness, and the patient may have a general feeling of heat. For hair color, time of aggravation, Bromium fits fair-haired individuals who worsen in the evening. Iodine patients are often darker-haired and tend to worsen in the morning. For cough sound, Spongia's cough is famously dry, barking like a seal or sounding like a saw being driven through wood, and it has no rattling. Bromium's cough is dry, hoarse, and suffocative, with rattling mucus, but the distinctive sound is less emphasized. For aggravation, Spongia's cough is often worse after midnight, and typically better from eating or drinking warm drinks. Bromium's cough and sore throat are worse from heat, warm rooms, and evening till midnight. For glandular involvement, crucially, Spongia lacks the characteristic stony hardened glands of Bromium. These subtle differences, as detailed in our comprehensive Materia Medica and confirmed through extensive clinical application, are vital for precise homeopathic prescribing. Finally, it's important to know how Bromium interacts with other remedies, especially for long-term homeopathic care. Antidotes. If Bromium ever aggravates symptoms or seems to create new problems, remedies like camphor, ammonium carbonicum, magnesia carbonica, or opium can be used to counteract its effects. Historically, ammonia fumes were even used to neutralize bromine fumes. Complementary remedies. Bromium is said to work best in sequence with certain allies. Iodine and phosphorus are often given before Bromium in chronic throat or gland cases, as they might prepare the ground. Conversely, if a patient still has cough or gland trouble after Bromium, Argentum nitricum or Kali carbonicum are often used after it. Tuberculinum and Spongia are also specifically mentioned as complementary remedies, particularly for scrofulous children with sweat. These relationships are well documented in classical homeopathic literature. Important avoidances. A crucial tip: Bromium patients should avoid milk, as it can aggravate Bromium headaches. Also, caffeine and poor quality Bromium potencies can confuse the clinical picture. So, to recap our deep dive into Bromium for modern wellness. First, it's a powerful ally for respiratory spasms, especially coughs and croup, distinctively worsening from heat. Second, it has a profound action on glandular hardness, particularly those stony, hard, painless swellings. And third, its unique mental and emotional picture of feeling watched, anxiety, and irritability truly sets it apart, helping to unlock inner peace. Please remember, this information is provided for educational purposes only and should never replace professional medical advice. Homeopathic remedies like Bromium must be chosen and used under the guidance of a qualified healthcare provider. Results can vary by individual, and severe or persistent conditions should always be evaluated by a doctor. It's crucial to read product labels carefully and keep all medicines out of reach of children. Pregnant or breastfeeding individuals should consult a health professional before use. Avoid strong smells like coffee, onion, or garlic while taking the medicine, and maintain a gap of at least half an hour between homeopathic medicines and food, drink, or allopathic medicines. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Bromium. Stay curious, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.